And good morning, everyone, or morning, evening, afternoon, whatever the peck it is for you. And welcome to another Toonkind game. I am your DM, Vwild, or, well, one of the people playing, and my wonderful partner is...
Hi, I'm here too. I'm RJ. This is gonna be, something to be sure.
Yes, indeed. And normally, I think that we now need to put disclaimers on things, so this is potentially a medium high angst game, so do self-care, guys. Do self-care.
Hi.
Alright. Now, we haven't introduced our characters yet. I'm going to be playing a few today, because that's always fun. But we're going to be starting off at a place we all know, the Stagehand's Requiem network, with a certain monkey. And who else is going to be here today, RJ?
Well, it's a character that's not appeared in a game. He's been referenced before, but he's never actually appeared. Uh, and when I find my reference for him, I will put it in the chat. God damn it, why are my files not responding to me? Hold on.
It is the bane of our existence. Our files do not play ball.
Yeah. Ba-ba-ba.
But while you're doing that, I can go on a little ramble because
Yes.
this game is starting right as Lin has just let her son's going out on an adventure. We all love to see that, especially after everything else that happened. Oh, that is a lovely ref. But she's let him go out on an adventure because she is having a visitor today. One who's going to be helping with a very old case now changing hands.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is kind of just like, she has got her entire house is just ready, it is tidy, the board is out from its hiding place because she doesn't let Rai see these big boards because they're a little scary sometimes. Especially as she likes going into as much detail as possible, so that's not great around a kid. But everything's all set up, everything as best as it can. She has got the tea out, because yes, tea is important when you have guests. And how exactly does this person decide to stroll up?
Well, uh, is he going to be a dick? I think he might.
Good.
Uh, okay. That's cocked, hold on. Oh, yeah, alright.
I love it. I
There
don't
is
know
a
what you're gonna.
knock on your window.
Okay. That's a nat 20. Which floor is this on by any chance?
Whichever floor the office is on.
Ah, so bottom floor, so that's good. Lynn turns because what the heck? Okay, people like going through the windows. That's fine. As she heads to her office, because yeah, gotta let someone in.
The dude standing at the window is very casually leaning against the house. Also built approximately like a brick shit house. He is tall and broad and very muscular. And also real
All right.
kind.
Huh. Okay, that takes a moment because she's used to a lot more tunes than real, but yeah, she likes real now. Real is safe. So she does just open the window, stick her head out, and go, I do have a door.
Well, yeah, but that's not fun. Are
Fair
you gonna
enough.
let him climb through?
Yes, she is, because she knows many people who like the windows now, and if he wants to be a dramatic shit, he can be a dramatic shit. He's doing stuff for her.
He, like,
She just,
sticks a
you go,
leg in, and then hooks that on the windowsill, and then just kind of slides the rest of him through in a very practiced motion.
hmm. Well, that's picking useful. Yeah, but come on in. Do you like tea? I've got tea if you want.
He just simply pulls a flask from his jacket, shakes it a little bit, and puts it back.
I'm gonna presume that's tea in there. Please don't correct me.
Alright, if you say so. So, Halloween Town's hired me to help you out with this. What do you got for me?
Ah, yes. Uh, by the way, I didn't make introductions, and as she is talking, she is walking back out of her little office into the main room. She goes, I'm Detective Lin Stagehand. I didn't catch your name?
You can call me Gravehunter.
Gravehunter. Alright, fair
He's
enough.
like ducking to get through doorways and avoid catching his rather dragon-esque horns on the top of any door frame. You're not sure that that's typically a trait that humans have, but I don't think you're gonna question it at this point in time.
I'm actually gonna roll to see if she's okay. Well, that's a great start, Lynn. Hang on.
Oh no, what'd you roll? Oh.
Okay. Lynn is looking at this. Lynn is just going, real kind have weird designs, and that's okay and valid. She's just now fully of the belief that some people just have horns.
Well, I mean, they kind of do. That's a discussion
Yes.
for another thing.
Great. Now she's wondering whether humans just, get rid of the horns to be socially acceptable or something. She doesn't understand. Just some human with a giant ass nail file out there. But
Probably more like an
just
angle grinder.
oh, that's cool. But she does just nod and she goes, okay, I've got boards of information. Any information in particular that you want or need, I can supply. I've been making notes for a while. And as the Gravehunter looks in, there are big boards in this place. There is one board that is basically almost touching the ceiling of the first floor. It is big. You're not entirely sure how this monkey managed to drag this out of somewhere.
He's absolutely gonna write it off as toon logic.
Hey!
He's lived in Einquell for a while. He's used to this.
Oh, that we'd love to see. But he can make an investigation or perception, whatever you think appropriate, as he's looking at this first board.
Alright. We're gonna go with perception on this one. That's a 19! Hell yeah! 19 plus 7.
Oh, wow, that is good.
The dice like me today.
Yes. Unlike Lynn with that 2.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't enough, at least. But, Gravehunter, as you're looking at this board, it's chaotic, to put it lightly. It's got different places, different references. On the back part of the board, it does seem to have a base of a map of Einquell. And there are notes about a place called Shady Deals, notes about sightings of things, red string connecting a lot of parts together. And at first it's just chaos. But before your eyes, as you actually focus on it and figure out what's going on, there does seem to be a pattern of information about Lynn's past condition, about different places that things have been sighted. Well, not sighted, flashes of red that Lynn thinks might be relevant. No one's seen anything like her before. But it does seem to be a collection of things, not just in Toontown, but beyond that.
Hmm. There's definitely, like, a low whistle as he looks over all this information.
5 years. It's a lot of time to gather information, and, well, when you're trying to avoid sleep, you pick up a lot more.
Alright. Well. Seems like this Shady Deals place is the place to look.
Yeah. It's I've looked there before myself, but well, I'm not gonna lie, when I go there, it's not exactly a great feeling for me. But I've tried, but every time I go there, I don't seem to turn anything up. And actually, you know something? With that 19 plus 7, I'm gonna give you something else about the board.
Hmm.
You're looking at it, perhaps as Lin's talking. And there does seem to be something odd about it, because it is chaotic and incredibly well organized despite that, but around the section specifically on shady deals, it seems every time Lin has got close to starting to narrow down locations, narrowing down warehouse districts within the district, it's almost as though the strings get cut at that point. As though every time she started getting close, she couldn't proceed. It doesn't seem as though it's purposeful, it doesn't seem as though she's intentionally done it. But it does seem as though she's never been able to get further than that.
Tell me, were you investigating this place while you were still fucked up?
To put it lightly, yeah. I, I was researching it the entire time, ever since, well, not day one, seeing as everything was a bit shitty at day one, but since week one, I've been trying. Gone back there several times, never found anything, really.
Been back since you got cleansed?
Um, Once, I'll be honest, I didn't really make it past the front gate. It always sets something off going there. And she full on shivers at that.
Your trauma's making it impossible for you to be objective in this.
Mm.
I suppose is why you called me.
Yeah, it's. I'll admit, before now, I've never really. Well, I've thought about bringing people in before, but every time that happened, yeah, let's just say Lollipops got involved. But I got some advice recently, going to therapy soon, and thought for my emotional health it might be better to pass it on to someone.
Hard-earned wisdom.
Yeah. Dear, I've been trying on this case for 5 years, and it seems to stretch further back than I can deal with, and I can't deal with it, but you've dealt with bad cases before. I don't want to underestimate your skill, but you're going to be okay with it?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. This isn't the first, tangled web I've torn down.
That is wow. Lynn's rolls are shit today. It's great.
Poor Lin, dude! Although if you are rolling with the dice you sent before, it does make a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
13,
There
yikes.
That is with her deception. You can actually see it is actually a good one. As she's hearing you talk, she does seem to like have relaxed as you've been saying that sort of stuff, that this isn't the first tangled web. This is a nervous monkey around this case, and she is terrified of bringing other people in, but she trusts in the people that she's talked to on this one. And so there is that relief of finally not having to deal with it alone, finally having someone else to help. And she just nods and goes, all right, is there any other information you need? Because I've got these boards, I've got contacts in places, admittedly, no one actually in shady deals anymore. The last guy kind of went quiet. Vaguely concerned about that, but he was already a mother pecker, to put it lightly. But if there's anything else you need, any information, anything I can get you.
He's, like, looking over the boards again. And he, like, steps forward and taps the kind of epicenter of shady deals. And he goes, well, looks like this is the, place to look.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go take a scout around there. See what I can pick up.
It I will put it lightly, it's not exactly the nicest place for anyone. It's diverse. You've got toon and reel, so you're gonna fit in there. Same time, the name kind of says it's shady as pick. So just keep any personal belongings and money. Like, wait, you haven't even got a hammer spade to pick. Just leave stuff at home if you want.
I don't carry things with me that I don't care about losing.
Ah, wise plan. But Shady Deals, it's in the northernmost part of Toontown. It's technically it is Toontown. I don't really get how it still is, seeing as it's a bit far out, but if you're gonna find anything, it'll be there. And you can come back anytime. You've got the business card. I asked Ava to give you one.
Pulls it out of his jacket, wiggles it, puts it back.
Alright. Network, the genius Lokai that runs this place. Yep, that's her. If you want to come back at any time for more information or to update stuff, it would be honestly great if you could. But if ever you need to come back, door is always open for you.
I'll bear that in mind.
Alright. Take anything from the board that you want. Other than that, I think I need to get back to some reading. And she gives you. Lynn isn't the best at giving smiles, but it is a very warm smile. Because she now likes it. Well, not like, but she's like, yep, okay, this person is to be trusted on this case. They're helping me out. Hooray!
I think he spends a little bit more time just studying the boards, getting the information. Um, for the sake of the Ranger favorite enemy trait,
Mm-hmm.
does the person that we're looking for count as undead or beast?
That is a difficult question, but I'm gonna say an extension of the thing is beast. You might not be able to get the thing specifically, but you can get something else with that.
Okay.
In fact, with that you can get both of the parts of the other thing. You'll be able to understand that a little more when we're actually at Shady Deals, but yeah.
Alright.
This,
Well.
this bastard's done stuff. This bastard's done stuff.
Huh, alright. Okay, well, I think the only thing he's gonna take is the best picture of the thing that's on the board.
On that front, you realise that none of the pictures there are some parts that are photographs, newspaper clippings, but most of this stuff is sketch work. Lynn is, quite frankly, she is a smart toon, and most of that is reflected in her being able to sketch things incredibly well. And so it's blurry, it's fuzzy, it looks almost as though someone's tried to erase it and redo it and erase it again to redo it. But there is a sketch of something wolf-like just at the very. It's a good sketch, but it's still definitely a scared monkey drawing.
Yeah. Alright, well, he'll grab that. Just as something to base off of for what he's looking for.
Mhm.
And then I think he's gonna hit the shady deals, but he's not gonna do it via the ground. He has the athlete feat. Um
Oh.
so he's basically really fucking good at parkour. So he's actually gonna take the ruse.
Hey! If he outright states that at the beginning, because Network is a building that's slightly taller than the other ones around it. It's got alleyways either side of it, so there's no connection. However, it's really good to start a run from. As Lynn has found out many a time, it's a great thing to just do.
Yeah, I think he'd climb back out the window and then just like put a hand on the wall and go, "You mind if I climb?"
And there is underneath his hand there is just a slight texture change. The wall becomes even more slightly easy to climb up. Network likes this one.
All
They
right.
ask permission.
Okay. That's a dirty 20 on that athletics check, so I think he scrambles up fairly easily. And then he's just gonna start running. Cause he is a mark of passage human. So he's fast, he's good at movement, and he's an athlete.
We love to see it. Would you mind rolling with a dirty 20 to get up the building? Or was that a dirty 20 in general for parkouring across Toontown?
That was to get up the building. It's another dirty 20 to actually parkour.
Fantastic. That is hilarious. As you're going, Toontown's big, my dude. Toontown is friggin' big. And it does take you several hours to get there, because it is just like, seriously. But it does take you let's say around 2 hours to get from Lin's place to the edges of Toontown, at which point things do taper off a little. It's a bit harder to go from rooftops, but you can see a gateway to a complex, in a sense, just slightly in the distance.
I think he's gonna take a moment on the closest roof that he can get to it, and just pause, hunker down a bit, and watch. See if there's any, like, special rigmarole he's gotta go through to get inside.
Roll me perception.
Perception, okay. What's my perception bonus? Plus 7. That's pretty good. 22.
Nice. Gravehunter, you've just passed through Toontown, this vibrant place of noise and wonder, incredible amounts of noise and colour, all different tunes scattered about, and the different textures and wonders of that place. This place before you, at first it takes a moment, but the noise that you'd had from Toontown has tapered as you've come further this way. And as you're at the last building before that final stretch, everything feels vaguely muffled. Blanket upon blanket of silence. And it's grayer than everything you've had before. The actual structure, the gateway is warped iron, strong. It does just look industrial. It doesn't look as though there's any magical locks or anything on it. Same with the walls around it, this brickwork that looks archaic, industrial, cold. It's tall, yes, but it doesn't seem as though it's going to stop you from being able to go in. The way the walls curve, though, it might be harder to get out.
Well, he's got things for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's gonna take a moment on this roof to cast Pass Without Trace, first and foremost. So now he's got a stealth bonus of 16. And he can't be tracked by non-magical means. And then he's gonna climb down and just go through the gate, but stealthily. So, I'm gonna do a quick roll. Oh my god. That's a 31 on that stealth.
Jesus Christ! On
Pass Without Trace, my beloved.
Yes. Pass Without Trace, our beloved. It is fantastic. We love to see it. Alright. This gate looks as though it should ominously creak as it opens. It doesn't, my dude. You're that stealthy. It's just the universe has decided, nope, our thematic thing is useless here, and it just opens like a well-oiled one. And inside, as you step through, You had that blanket of silence, but there was still some muffled noise, some vague birdsong. You are hit with a wall of basically dead. You can tell people have been in here, that people are here, but outside there was at least light. Here, it's like stepping through into another scene. The air is cold and sharp, and everything is grey. There are streaks of light, but even those are a sort of dull grey. Everything just blends into each other.
Mm.
And there are rows and rows and rows of warehouses. Roll me another perception real quick.
It's 21.
As you're looking, from what you heard from Lin, this place is full of shady people. At a glance, you can't see any people. Even with that one, which is really incredibly odd, you know you should be seeing, at least at the gates, there should be at least one sketchy person. Especially as with other knowledge, this place is full of lowlights. Perhaps it's because of what's going on with the Yakuza, people are keeping low, or that Sinclair has recently been defeated, so things are quieter, but this doesn't quite make sense. There is a low roll of thunder as though there should be clouds above you. And there are some stormy clouds above you, so it makes sense. But it does seem as though there's a certain atmosphere here.
He's gonna, as he proceeds through Shady Deals, he's gonna be sticking to the areas of darkness because as a Gloomstalker Ranger, the Oversight feature allows you to basically it gives you dark vision, and in darkness you are invisible to any creature that relies on dark vision to see you in that darkness. So people without dark vision can't see him, and people with dark vision can't see him either. Plus, pass without trace, this man's a stealth machine. Basically.
A question on that front. Well, actually, hearing wouldn't be a thing because of muffled footsteps. Can he still be sensed in any other way, like smell?
Not. Well. Pass without trace means you don't leave any traces of your passage. Normally, this would most people this refer to like tracks, like footprints. I think for the sake of scenting, I don't think he would leave behind a scent passage either.
All right. We can work with that. But as you journey further in, I'm going to work off of that previous perception. You can see signs that people have been here. In the darkness, there are places where you can see muddy boot prints where they've been. Every now and then a cigarette that's been ground into the dust. A lot of cigarettes in one place. That guy had a problem. He probably should get that addressed. But there are different things, shattered bottles, all the odd things that you would go, yes, this is the bad side of town. Because this is Shady Deals, where every bad part of town, in essence, coalesces. And you do notice at some points there's something wrong with the brickwork in places. It would take an investigation to see further, but it does seem as though there's something there.
Oh, come on! The first really bad roll of the day.
Oh, bless your cotton socks.
Doesn't know shit about bricks, dude.
Yeah, it's crumbled, dude. It's crumbled. You can't sense a other thing about it. Says, absolutely, I cannot give you anything on that, my love.
Is
But
it,
it is.
does it, I don't even know if you would tell this, but like, does it look natural crumbling, or does it look like it was inflicted by some kind of animal?
I think because of who this is, and also because one of their things, their favourite is the beasts, you can tell that it is unnatural, that is then naturally crumbled over time after that.
Alright.
Like something's happened, and then there's been a period afterwards.
So in that case, then I actually get advantage on this roll.
Nine.
That's not that much better, but it's better than a nat 1. It's a 9.
A nine. All right. Well, it's above a five, so I'll give it. Of one thing you do notice is some of these marks, not all of them, because my dude, that's a nine. But there is one part that you come to around a place where there are shattered bottles, where you look at the wall and yeah, that doesn't look as though it was made by a raccoon or a particularly angry dog. No, that mark, that gouge in the brickwork that sent one of the corners like fully, it's chipped beyond measure. You look at that part, and those, what must have been claw marks once, are huge. Not incredibly huge, perhaps about the size of what your hand would be able to do.
Mhm.
And it's far higher up than any hound could do on its own.
Yeah, he's definitely gone, alright, this is a werewolf.
Hmm. Perhaps.
He's familiar with werewolves. He's worked with Ava before.
Hmm.
So he feels fairly comfortable in assuming this is a werewolf, or at least some other kind of lichen.
And wow, okay. I'm just gonna. You're gonna see this and you're gonna laugh because, man, that was bad.
Is that a stealth roll?
Not for one thing, but it is for another. And yes, it's Gravehunter. As you're inspecting this, you are in the dark. And as you said before, you can't be seen and you're passed without trace. So above you, there's all of a sudden this cracking noise. And a little bit of rubble from the top of this building does just brush your shoulder. It's fine dust, in all honesty, but it is enough for you to know there's something up on the roof of this place.
I think what he does, running with that previous 31 stealth, he very casually kind of slides a little bit deeper into the shadows and just ever so slowly, so as to avoid drawing attention, he looks up.
You've seen the sketches on Lin's wall. You've heard perhaps what she used to look like. That 4 foot tall, 8 foot long being. I cannot remember what she was actually long, but it was something like that.
Hmm.
And what you see above you? Yeah, no, that's not 4 foot tall. That's a blue pine, but not being. There is a soft growl as something seems to peer over the edge of the building, and you see livid red eyes glowing in the dark as they scan below. A
He's
jaw that is full of teeth.
he is very carefully um avoiding looking directly at those eyes because as someone who did stealth training once upon a time, the easiest way to get spotted is to match eyes with the person looking for you. So he very carefully doesn't look them in the eye. And instead what he does is he lowers his gaze a bit so he's not quite looking directly at them either, and he starts scanning about for an exit.
You can go out of this place. This thing doesn't seem to have seen you. There's also, roll me insight or perception, or anything you think would be good for looking at this being as you're trying to figure out an exit.
Alright. I'm gonna roll one insight, and then I'm gonna roll one investigation for favorite enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so 18. Okay. Alright. So the perception is a 14 plus 7, so that's a dirty 21, and then the investigation was a 19.
Okay, and that was for favored enemy, right?
Yeah.
All right. As you're looking at this being, they don't, as I said before, they don't seem fully lupine. There's equine relations, there's even avian. You can actually see, as you're looking, as their claws come over the edge, there are feathers on the ends, just tapering from the claws back into the arms. And this doesn't seem the size of, when you look at that jaw, because Lin did have sketches of what her scar used to look like. This is smaller than that, just too small to be what bit her. And the redness of its eyes, there is complete redness. There isn't even slit pupils at one point. They flicker in and out. So you can see that something else is there, not just whatever this being is. There's something else influencing. And with an investigation of that, you can also see it's dark here, incredibly so. In this blackness and this gloom of this muted colours and subdued shades, you do see almost a ripple to their fur and their feathers. Some sort of mist coming off of them, just vaguely. And it smells distinctly of rot. This being is old, but not in a way that it wants to be old.
Hmm. Alright. Well, his internal monologue is definitely, well, fuck me sideways, this isn't great. His internal monologue is also not in common, it's actually in deep speech. Because that's sort of language that he knows. So fuck me sideways, this is not good in deep speech as his internal monologue. His external reaction is definitely to start carefully, moving quietly so as to avoid attention, sidling back towards the entrance to this place.
The being that's there doesn't seem to notice you at all. It's clearly, it is a beast. In fact, one thing you can actually tell, because earlier you said you've worked with lichens, this isn't like Aber or any of the other beings you've met before. You know what the proportions of a werewolf or a were-being look like. Whatever this is, isn't lichen. But it cannot sense you at all. It is really bad at sensing things right now. It's probably got other things on its mind. Because seriously, that was God.
Yikes. It should be noted, if any of those are stealth rolls, Gravehunter does have passive perception of 17, so unless they roll that or higher, he's going to notice.
And no, that was its perception straight up. This
God.
thing is looking, and honestly, probably with the state that you can see it in, this thing, whatever it is on its last legs. It should not be around anymore. It is struggling to see.
On the one hand, he does feel kinda bad for it. On the other hand, he is very much a proponent of save your own bacon first. So he's
Yes.
gonna just continue heading toward the entrance to Shady Deals, sticking to the darkness as he has been.
As you're going, you've had high perception, and now now that you're actually focusing in on this place, you've seen one of those things. And you hear now, as you're actually trying to get back out, there is scraping of claws on stone. The beings aren't on the ground. Whatever's here is up high. And there does seem to be more than just one set of footprint or one set of feet moving at all times. This place is crawling with things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought you say. Oh boy.
And I'm just gonna make one other roll, because do you really think we're letting this guy get away?
No, absolutely not. I know we're not, but he's gonna try his best.
Yeah. Alright. Oh, now, okay, fuck you then. Because,
That's either really good or really bad. I'm not sure which one it is.
it's fuck Gravehunter. It's fuck Gravehunter season.
But it's Gravehunter season, huh? Ah,
'Cause,
yikes! That's a yikes from me, dog.
yeah,
Oh no.
that is a perception. That is the perception.
God.
And
On the one hand, I do wanna like point out he got a 31. On the other hand, I know that
I
this
know,
server does do critical success, so God.
I know. There was always going to be one sort of confrontation, but there is that. And there is, perhaps, in fact, it is just pure bad luck. Of just as you're going through, perhaps one of the lighter patches, it's right as one of the things looks. And there is a locking on, and a absolutely spine-chilling howl rings through the air.
Alright, well there's a loud shit we'll go with vampire this time. And then he's going to drop concentration on Pass Without Trace, cast Zephyr Strike, and fucking bolt.
Oh, would you mind telling me what that does? Because I'll admit,
So
I am
Zephyr
not
Strike
yet.
Zephyr Strike, it's concentration up to a minute, casting time and bonus action. Up until the spell ends, your movement doesn't proc opportunity attacks. And there's a thing about giving yourself advantage, but he's not gonna be attacking, he's just fucking running. So bonus action to cast a spell, run, and then action dash for a total of 70 feet around. He is out of here in as fast as he can.
Oh, he is good. How far in do you think he got? Because this place is a sprawling expanse. In fact, I'm gonna actually have him. I'm gonna have you roll survival on this one.
Sure. I forget what your favorite terrains are. Do. This is not a favorite terrain, so I can't roll advantage. That's not the worst thing in the world. Oh, that's fine. That's 18 on that one.
Holy. Okay. Well, you were doing great until this happened, and I'm just gonna quickly.
Don't tell me Shady Deals is a fucking genius loci too.
No, actually, there's. As you're running, this place is a maze. You know what Halloween Town feels like. Halloween Town actively changes when it's messing with you, like the joke sort of thing.
Hmm.
This place just seems to twist and turn without rhyme or reason. There's no sentience behind it. It just is. It's chaotic. There is a taste of magic in the air, but not pure magic, not controlled. uncanny in a way. How things just stretch and shift. And the howling that was from before just rings out louder and louder. Things get whipped into a frenzy in a sense of there is prey here. There is something here to hunt and to chase. And something else seems to have taken note of that. And as you're running through, you don't get all of this, but you do get the feeling that things are twisting around you. Because someone else is just going to join the fray now, so. What? That's not great.
Why'd you roll another nat 20? I think the moment he realizes that the pads are twisting around on him, he's accustomed to Halloween Town's shenanigans. So what he's gonna do is he's just gonna fucking climb a building and take to the roofs. Because that way he can fucking see where he's going, at least.
Indeed. And almost reminiscent of something that happened in another game that Lin pulled in a long time ago when she was chasing a certain wizard. There's something that happens as you're going over these roofs. You can see the flashes of red and all these different creatures as they come up. And yeah, they are lupine, but not. That is definitely not a lichen. And there are a lot of them. But as you're going over one of the buildings, something smashes into your side with incredible force, because that was what that nat 20 was for. That was something full on slams into you with the force of a lorry full of bricks. And you are sent not just off this building, but with whatever this is, smashing into a warehouse. There is the shattering of glass. I'd like you to make a acrobatics check or whatever you think would be necessary to avoid getting severely damaged.
I think probably a dex save would be this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's a 14.
Okay, it's an abrupt landing. It's a bad landing, but it's not rib crunching, spine crunching. Oh god, I'm never going to get off this again.
He manages to throw himself into a roll just at the last second.
Yes.
Bounces a little bit, tumbling away.
Whatever was on top of you hasn't followed. It's as you've smashed through, as you roll, there is the feeling of nothing. You expect there should be something pinning you to the ground, but it's gone. You do take a little damage. I'm just gonna roll. I'm just gonna roll a little.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do take 3 points of damage because glass.
Yeah,
but
understandable.
It is surprisingly little, at least. You are very good at. Apparently, you're very good at going through glass and warehouses and getting.
This isn't the first time he's done a rough tumble.
Would you like to roll me perception in this place?
Yep.
Because new location.
Also what he's gonna do, just as he comes to a stop, he is reaching into his jacket and pulling out the business card that he has, and he's gonna tear it to shreds.
Good plan.
Perception.
Does he have a key?
No, he doesn't.
Alright. I've made a little note. And what was that? 14? Oh, that was the perception.
Perception, yep. 30-21.
As you glance around, because yeah, this is a warehouse. And as you're looking around, this place, it's not one of the biggest places, purely because you think this is one of the front rooms of the warehouse. It's big, say around 200 feet long, but it's not the biggest place because there are more rooms behind it. And this specific place is 2-3 stories tall with the open platforms. You can see up above you, not just closed off. And you can also see off to one side. It takes one glance round just to see if there's anything there. You can see how the shadows twist and towards you. You also see opened cages to one side, just tucked away in one corner.
Swearing under his breath in Undercommon.
And from the shadows behind you, there's such language.
Well, you'll forgive me a little bit of a swear after you fucking threw me off a roof and through a window. If I were any worse at falling, that could have dealt me some serious damage. He is, by this point, stood up, short swords out.
You would have survived it. And if you didn't, after all, well, there's still use for you yet. And I'm just uploading a picture because it will come up soon. As there is a shifting in the shadows around you. And it does seem just to pass around you for a second. It's not quite a full shadow. It's like smoke. And then it does almost seem the darkness underneath your feet, all around you, does seem to retreat behind you. But I am always kind to my guests.
I've got more than one testimony that says otherwise, my guy.
I'm presuming you're talking about my little rebel. Such a fine one, such energy.
You got a name, or am I just gonna call you the Thing the entire time?
And the laugh does seem to ring out through this entire place at that, amused and cold. And they go, I'll admit, I'm quite fond of a title. Names are power, and well, that's the one that so many know me by now. The Thing is a incredibly valid name. It has power. And you yourself. And yes, they did just like straight on cut through whatever you were saying as they asked for your name.
First name Suck, last name my dick.
Oh, you have quite the temper on you.
Nah,
I've had a few.
not temper. And he also just cuts through whatever they're saying. I'm a little bit bored, to be perfectly honest. I will admit, your work is fairly impressive. I've never quite seen a lichen looking like that before. But, you know, the whole darkness and the warehouse, a little bit cliche.
I think you'll find I invented it. And as opposed to the lichens, oh, you poor soul. You actually think they're lycanthropy?
Closest analog that I can find.
Oh, it's similar, I'm sure. My gift can give great things to them. But lycanthropy pales in comparison. I'd quite like to see one of my true pets against some of your lichens. I wonder what's the name of that one? Captain... I forget the name. The wolf. That would be quite a fun challenge. You, on the other hand? And there is the changing of shadows, and you do get the hint that from whatever, well, the hole that you came through, there are eyes now looking in of other of the other things, pets looking in, not coming close. They know this isn't their fight properly. But yeah. other things are closing in. You don't think you're going to be able to get out without a fight.
He is kind of just keeping an eye on everything. And he's taking a moment to look this dude over. And I'm just gonna roll. Just gonna roll Arcana real quick. See if he gets this. Ooh, nice. Um, and he's looking this dude over, and he goes, "I'll admit, I'm not the most versed in the kind of healing magics that a cleric could do, but looks to me, Sonny Jim, like you could fall apart with a single spell. You're being so warped, it's almost funny. But if you free you from the curse, well, there's nothing left of you anymore.
Oh,
I always want to be here to watch it."
this being before you, which I haven't fully described yet for our listeners, this person who's now out of the shadows, yeah, they're taller than Jacques and Asclepius. They're 7 foot 7 and 8. This is very much just touching 8 foot. The glowing red eyes, the grin that is backlit by red. And as this being dressed in finery and antiquity, their limbs just too long to fully be normal. They look at you, and that grin just slightly turns into a snarl, and you can see the shifting of their teeth in doing so. All jagged canines just grinding slightly, shifting in place. And they go, "Ah, yes, the cleric. I do recall that one. Quite a nuisance with their rag and bone man. Taking what was mine. But don't worry. They'll have their time here. After all, I've been planning a bit of a reunion. And as opposed to you, if you want to be here, well, who am I to deny again?"
Oh my god. Oh my god, you're trying so hard. That's actually hilarious. Let's just do a little bit of a head count here, right? Lin, the barbarian, Jacques and Asclepius, a powerful bard and cleric, respectively, an entire pack of lichens, the majority of Halloween Town, a fantastic thief, a very powerful druid, um, and if I'm correct, a member of a spy ring. And you, my terrible sir, have managed to piss off every single one of them. I'm almost impressed. But this is Einquell, so you're gonna lose.
Ah, yes, Einquell. A place of dreams, of imagination, hope. But something that your young mind doesn't quite understand. I'm far older than this, Einquell.
Alright,
I'm
Grandpa.
Oh, you haven't learnt respect yet.
You haven't proven that I need to respect you. You talk a big show, hiding in the shadows and letting other things do your bidding for you, but when push comes to shove, you've not really impressed me all that much. So go ahead, do whatever the hell you're gonna do to me. I've no doubt that I'm not getting out of this one unscathed. But I'm not afraid. Because at the end of the day, you're just a sad little man and you have my pity.
If you want power, fine. I can show that. And there is a shifting to their form, not quite of changing form, because you know this is the thing. You know what they are now, and you do know what is to come, what is In the words of the thing, inevitable. But they do just straight up lunge at you. And
So,
I'm gonna roll. You go.
in saying those words, he was
You go
casting
first.
Hunter's Mark,
Mm-hmm.
and the moment the thing lunges at him, he's going to attack. Because, yeah, he knows what's gonna happen, but that doesn't mean he's going down without a fight.
All right. I think we need to roll initiative then very quickly.
Alright. Alright, 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 am I right? Okay. Let's see here. Oh, that's card. I kind of wish this had been a different roll, but fine. God damn it. Well, the thing is to spend a natural 20 on.
Yeah. You are going to get the first thing.
Okay.
You do get
Gravehunter, and then... Cool, I'm just gonna pin that real quick. Okay.
Yep.
I have to look up a thing, because I have a thing for that. Alright, okay, so I need to make 3 rolls, actually. Need another d20. Oh, fuck, I missed. Alright, 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 alright. So... I'm gonna be rolling so many dice for this. He's only got 1 attack, but my god, is it going to be one hell of an attack. So, let's see here. There was 10 plus 7, 19 plus 7, I think that one hits. And the offhand is a 14 plus 7. How many of those hit?
Let me just check. Do. The first one misses, the second 2 do hit.
Okay.
The 19 and the 14.
Okay, so that's actually fine by me, because the second one was the one I was hoping would hit. Okay, so I need... What do I need? I need 2d6. That one, and then I need 2 more d6s for Hunter's Mark, and I need a d8. Where's my d8s? Next one. Wait, am I using Hunter's Mark correctly? Oh, by the by, he has... oh no, Hunter's Mark is different from Hex, never mind. Shit. Alright. Not the best rolls in the world, that's fine. 3 plus 4 plus 4. Alright, he takes 21 points of damage. Did I use that? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah. 21 points of damage, he just gets fucking slashed across the snout.
What type of damage is this, by the way?
This is... hold on. I'm pretty sure this is all magical slashing.
Any radiant?
No. No radiant. Just magical... oh, magical piercing, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. It's... Gravehunter, you know you're strong. You know you are good at your job. You are the best Halloween Town has to offer. And it hardly seems to make a dent as this being comes towards you. As yes, you hit, your strike lands true, but all it does is seem to enrage them. You get why people have fought this thing and never been heard of again. You get why Lin, when she was tiny, wasn't able to handle it. And they just look at you and they seem to have gotten slightly taller. And they just go, "Oh, is that the best you've got?"
Quite frankly, no. But also, I don't care hard enough to try.
Hmm.
In his mental, internal monologue, though, it's just, well, I tried. Here's hoping you guys have a better time than me.
And this being before you does shift and twist, but before they fully do so, they do one attack. And I'm just gonna... Yeah, that's not great. That's not great for you.
I mean, you're probably gonna, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that hit, that, you know, just barely hits, you know?
This attack is... This being gets in close. As they've run at you, as you've slashed, one of their long arms comes out and grabs you by the throat. And at first, it just feels like being grabbed by the throat. It is painful, it's uncomfortable, but it's not fully choking. And then there's almost not quite the feeling of coldness, but of alcohol on a stinging wound. As something seems to happen, and I need you to roll me a dexterity.
Just flat dex or dex save?
Let's go dex save.
Alright.
This is for something a slightly different factor.
That's 24.
Okay. All right. As this happens, you do feel, for a moment, it feels strange. It feels painful, and your legs do just want to give out underneath you for a second, but you get that back. You are standing slightly up on your balls of your feet. It doesn't change the other part, though, as you take 12 points of damage, because, yeah, this thing just rolled maximum on its thing.
What kind of damage?
This is acid.
Acid damage, okay.
Well, 8 points acid, 4 points necrotic, actually.
Alright.
As before your eyes, the being before you does look rejuvenated slightly.
Vampiric touch.
Yeah, that was amusing on your part. But you've come to see the big see what I have to offer. So let's show you the final act. And from where they were holding you by the throat now, you feel the shadows around them coalesce. Their form frays and shifts and shudders and grows. Ink. And this is dark red ink. And something else. There is the distinct scent of iron. So, you see, I don't discriminate here. Different tunes, different types, different reel. All of you can be one of mine. And I think it's time you learned that.
God, you get off to this thing.
And you are allowed one final action or movement before the final part. Just whatever you want or need to do. If you want to do a final attack, if you want to do anything. Because there is starting to be a crushing weight as they shift and try and pin you down.
I think, honestly, what he would do is he's a Mark of Passage human. That's his dragon mark. Which means he gets Misty Step once on long rest. So I think he just Misty Step out from underneath. Thoroughly just ruined the setup because he's a dick.
How far does Misty Step go?
30 feet.
3 feet, did you say?
30 feet.
30. Do me a favor. Just let me look at something real quick. Because do you really think this guy hasn't dealt with magic users before?
Fucking course he has. He's dealt with Lin.
Alright. What level is Misty Step?
It's second. Is he gonna try and counterspell?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you try, you feel Misty Step. You know what Misty Step feels like. The being before you, their grin stretches off their face as they're changing. And for a second it judders, and all you see is burning red. And whatever concentration, whatever magic you had, almost seems to flee your form like a rush of icy water and fire. You don't Misty Step. And this pressure on top of your form is now driving you to the ground, as there is a wolf above you. Well, not a wolf, because this is lupine, yes, but that is huge in every sense of the word. That is not in any way what could ever be a lichen or a... Whatever this is ancient in ways you can't fully describe. As they just look down at you, and there is joy. A sadistic, twisted joy in that smile.
Have fun jerking off later.
Oh, don't worry. That mouth of yours, all those words, you won't need them anymore. You see, only one of my little things managed to speak. And I intend to bring them to heel soon enough. Thank you for the help. And... God. Okay, we seem to be on a nat...
Did you roll a nat 20 for this?
Yeah,
God.
it's...
Like, it's on brand, but Jesus.
Yeah. As they go for... They like leaving a mark. They definitely like leaving a mark. And as they're looking, they close it. You feel their... Well, their leg lifts off of you. The claws scrape for a moment, and there's a moment where you can breathe. And then it's closing around your torso. A vice-like grip that whatever armor you're wearing caves.
It's just leather. It's just leather.
Yeah, leather does not stand a chance against this. And let's see. I will roll the damage, but I would like for you to make me a Constitution saving if you'd like, but it's at disadvantage because of another factor.
Yep. 17 or 17? You want a 17 or a 17?
Yeah, that's...
It's 18 total, but like, that's really funny.
That is the exact score of the bite. You do... I'm kind of worried about what this guy's health is, because Jesus Christ, this thing's rolling good. Okay. That is...
Tell me how much damage it is.
Yeah. I will inform you in just a second, because god damn it, rolls!
Mm-hmm. I know that feel.
And seeing as it's a nat 20, that's going to be doubled.
Okay, that's not gonna kill him, that's fine. Yeah, no, that won't kill him.
Mm-hmm. That is a relief, at least. This guy isn't dead. But yeah, that is... It does burn. This is magma and ice both together at once, and acid. And you do just keep yourself out of it. And as the thing looks down at you again, there's almost... Roll me insight.
Insight? Yeah, okay. That's pretty good. 22? 22.
There is annoyance for a flicker of a moment that this doesn't normally happen. That someone is able to resist, because it can feel that the bite hasn't taken hold. Not yet, at least. You definitely get the feeling there's more to it than just that. But there's
Performance
also
issues. You know, 1 out of every few men.
well, I'm not exactly a man, am I? But we can always try again, can't we? After all, I don't think you're getting out of this. And you must know that by now.
He's just got this shit-eating grin on his face. Flecked with blood, because he probably coughed up some having his torso torn open like that, but like... just this smarmy git, the smuggest fucking expression you've ever seen.
From what you got before, it's... The grin, there isn't just annoyance there. You can actually see more than that. With that 22, there's interest. You've gone from being an annoying target to something that the thing is actually going to have fun with. Actually going to enjoy dealing with. Because most of the beings before now have been soft and sweet, and they've been easy to twist. They normally go for easier prey. Oh, what's that 20 plus 2 for?
Deception check to hide the rush of fear from that, oh, you're a fun target. He manages to hold his shit-eating grin fairly well with that nat 20 plus 2.
But because you, quite frankly, you survived that. Holy shit, you survived that. And so you are allowed anything you want to do because you can tell they're going to try again. In fact, we might actually want to taper out at some point because, yeah, this guy isn't going to have a fun time.
Yeah, I think if he gets bit again, he is probably gonna get knocked to 0. So I think what happens is we just gore discretion cut to outside, and there's just the sound of the bite, and just cuts to black.
Yeah. And I think the last part is that howling from before. This howl isn't of a wolf, but this is now a chorus. And it just rises and swells. Shady Deal's a very silent place in this moment isn't. It's filled with incredible amounts of noise. And then it's gone. Well, I think that's that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Woo. Well, the thing's got some wonderful plans now. Got a nice new friend. And I think a certain monkey's gonna have some trouble in the future. And
I'm looking at chat and there's so many death threats.
Bring it on, my friends. Bring it on. But I think we'll cut out now. We'll just cut off after saying our goodbyes to listeners. And stay tuned, because within this month, well, this was a setup FPS. The thing's coming back. It has someone it wants to see again.
It can suck my non-existent dick.
Do you really want its mouth anywhere near that?
You know what? Fair. Yeah.
Exactly. But goodbye, wonderful listeners. See you around.
Bye-bye.